Birthday party. The story is about a little girl who gets invited to her best friend's birthday party. The girl was a joy as both her parents allowed her to go, but she must return before 10. Long ago, when I used to study at a local, I remember the time when my dear best friend called me late at night on Saturday. She invited me to her birthday on Sunday, which was tomorrow. I couldn't stop thinking about the party as I was very excited to meet lots of friends, but I also had to take permission from my parents first. So I quietly went to my father's room and requested in a low tone, "Dad, my best friend is throwing her birthday party tomorrow and I want to go, please." Dad immediately nodded his head, smiled, and said, "I don't mind at all, but first, ask your mom." I smiled and ran to the kitchen and said, "My dear mom." She turned and replied instantly, "What did you want?" I was utterly shocked and asked, "How do you know I was gonna ask you something?" She grinned and replied, "I'm your mother. After all, also your face shows you want something." I told her everything about my best friend's party, and lastly she said, "Fine, you can go to the party, but only if you promise to return before 10. Immediately after listening to this, I began with my preparations. First, I made a very beautiful and creative birthday card for her by myself, and then I started selecting my clothes for tomorrow. Finally, after finishing the work, I went to sleep, but I couldn't, as I couldn't stop thinking about the party. The next day I woke up without any alarm signal, neither of my mom's scolding, but out of excitement. Finally, at night, my dad dropped me at the party and said, "I will be back at 10, so wait for me until I come." I replied in a hurry, "Yeah, sure, Dad," and ran inside. I was very happy at the party and enjoyed it a lot. Even my best friend liked my handmade cards a lot, and she thanked me. Everyone at the party was appreciating my dress. It felt like I was on a cloud nine. We then had dinner, played games, and had juices. Suddenly, I remembered that I have to reach home by 10, so I went out and began waiting for my dad. I waited for 10, 20 long minutes, but Dad didn't come. So I decided to head back home on my own as it was only 15 minutes away. I began walking all alone in the dark. Not even a single person was around. I started crying as I felt very frightened. Suddenly, I heard a voice. Someone was shouting something. I got scared and I began walking fast. Soon I heard loud footsteps following me. I thought it might be a ghost or something bad. Now I started running. Just a little ahead, I saw some parked cars, and I hid behind one of the cars. The next minute, I saw a huge shadow looking out for me. As soon as the shadow vanished, I ran with all my might and stopped only after reaching home. I went inside and hugged my mother while crying loudly. I told my mom about everything that happened, and she got scared. Suddenly, my father came and saw me. He said, "Hey, what happened to you? I was calling you before, but you began running. I even looked for you." Then I understood everything. Who I thought as a ghost was my father. Everyone began laughing, and I was relieved. My parents appreciated me and called me brave. At night, I slept with my parents, and I felt very safe and happy.